We all have dreams, big audacious dreams that sometimes feel a million miles away. But what if you could write your future into existence? This is the story of a struggling comedian who did just that, and it involves a very special check. Before he was the household name we know today, Jim Carrey was just another face in the crowd of aspiring actors in Hollywood. He had the talent, the energy, but the big break just wasn't coming. He was driving to gigs in a car that was barely holding it together, and the rejection calls were piling up. It would have been easy to give up. But Jim did something unconventional, something that would become a legendary tale of belief. He took out a blank check, and in a bold act of faith, he wrote it to himself. The amount, $10 million. In the memo he wrote, "For acting services rendered." He post-dated it for Thanksgiving, 3 years in the future. This wasn't just a gimmick. For Jim, that check was a promise. It was a tangible reminder of his goal, a daily affirmation that he was worth that amount and that the universe would deliver. He kept it in his wallet, and every time he felt discouraged, he'd look at it and visualize his dream coming true. He believed in it, with every fiber of his being. And then something incredible happened. Just before that Thanksgiving deadline on the check, Jim Carrey landed the role of a lifetime in the now classic comedy Dumb and Dumber. His paycheck for that movie? You guessed it, $10 million. The check he had written to himself years earlier as a struggling actor with a dream had manifested into reality. Jim Carrey's story is more than just luck. It's a powerful lesson in the power of belief and intention. It teaches us that when you clearly define your goals, visualize them with unwavering faith, and work towards them with passion, you can create your own reality. So what's the dream you're writing for yourself today? But let's be clear, this story wasn't just about writing a check and watching the universe deliver. No, there were dark days. Days when Jim was broke, living out of his car in LA, unsure where the next meal was coming from. Days when even laughing felt hard. One of Jim's biggest inspirations was his father, Percy Carey, a man with comedy in his bones but who took a safe job as an accountant to support the family. Years later, that safe job let him go. Jim learned something crucial: you can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on what you do. Jim didn't just wait for fate to show up. He showed up first. That check in his wallet? It wasn't a wish. It was a commitment, a promise that he would rise to the level of the dream he dared to name. And when the call came, when Dumb and Dumber made him a household name, he didn't act surprised. He smiled, not because it was easy, but because it was earned. Here's the lesson. Manifestation isn't about fantasy, it's about focus. It's the difference between wishing and deciding. So ask yourself, what's the bold move you've been too scared to make? What's the goal you've kept locked in your head, instead of written on paper? What's the version of yourself you've only dreamed of, but never committed to? Jim Carrey didn't wait for permission. He gave himself proof before the world ever did. And you can too. Write your check, make your promise, then go become the person who cashes it. Your future is waiting for you to show up. And if this story sparked something in you, don't let it fade. Subscribe to our channel for more stories that fuel your drive, unlock your ambition, and remind you that your dreams aren't crazy, they're calling.